I'll start all over again because this is trash. Okay? So, welcome everybody. I've been trying to make this intro for a while now. You welcome to the first episode of the Memoir podcast. And this is about making my first episode. Oops. There you go. On a podcast. So, I'm glad that you're here with me to this presentation. In fact, this is the #1 podcast in the world presented by your host, Augustin Larivière, which is a YouTuber, ex-TikTok star, and a podcast host now. I do a lot of sport, I'm into music, I'm into a bunch of shit that you'll heard throughout the episode. And I just wanted to quickly present myself and my guest. But today we have no guest. Why that? Because this project is difficult, and I don't want to include other people on the first episode because I don't even know if the mic will work. I don't have really a place to record this podcast. But hey, if you're here enjoying that, you're in the first episode. It's nothing big, it's just me talking about me, so I guess I'm my own host. And yeah, I'll explain to you what the next episode will look like. But this might be the first and one and only that we got in that type of way. Maybe not, maybe that will be like the podcast if it does well, if I like it, but that's not the original goals. So let's jump right into it. So when are we? It's a Tuesday, the 15th of February. It's 4 p.m. and yeah, we're in the year 2022. I'm 21 years old and 1 month old, or nearly 2. Anyways, who gives a fuck? Where are we? We're currently in Montreal, where I live with some friends of mine. We're actually 6 in the apartment, and I'm in my room, just regular guy in his room doing his first podcast. What can you ask for more? And yeah, so what are we doing? It's a podcast where we interview normal people with special story. Yeah, that was sick, right? Yeah, that was like a big bar. That's what the podcast I want to be about. Like, we take normal kid like me, like you probably, and we tell their stories and we learn about them. So that's why I do it. I want to meet different people, practice English, and learn a new skill, and many more, I guess. But the first one is Austin. Oh, shit, fuck. And perfect. So we'll do some research throughout the episode. We'll talk about different hobbies, different strategies, talking about productivity, spiritual awareness, I guess. Not today, but like in the future episode. That's really what I want to do. Like, talk about some adventure, try to feed your young souls that are craving for some new, some exciting, something great, something ordinary. So this is difficult for me because we're not cutting at all. My goal is to not cut this episode, so just go with the flow and keep talking. As you might understand by now, if you don't know me, English is not my first language. So I'm actually French from Quebec. And this is a real challenge for me, hosting a presentation like this in English, not fucking it up. But I'm really happy to try this out. So we'll jump right in the first subject. I have 5 subject for you today. I don't know how long this podcast will take, and the camera may die or anything. I hope everything stay fly, but But yeah, where I'm just doing this like I'm sorry, I'm just experimenting right now. Sorry if this is boring, but this is the best I can do right now, and I'm trying my best. So yeah, before we start, I wanted to say, this podcasting, why it's not organized in a studio where there's some people and where like shit sounds more like a podcast, more prepared and all. I have a sheets, I know what I'm going to talk about, but why? It's because I've been having this idea of starting a podcast for over a year now, and I haven't made a single fucking episode. So I was thinking to myself that to make the first episode will be great, and it will push me to do some more. I don't have any clue what the schedule will be like, and one thing sure is that this episode is in English because I want to practice English, and when I'll do some interviews with some other people, if they speak French, I'll speak French, and if they speak English, I'll speak English. So that's how we're going to work with the interview. So we'll have content for people that speak English, people that speak French, and people that speak both. That's what I want to do, and that's what's best for me because I want to interview as many people as I want and learn as many things as I possibly can. So yeah, let's start with this first subject. So the diary project. Shit. Okay, it's still recording. Okay, the diary project. Diary 52 diary project, whatever. Project diary. I don't remember how I name it, but if you're not familiar with this, at the start of this year, I gave myself 52 challenges. I'll put the list in the description of the video, and I've been so far making one each week, and they are not easy. Like at first I was like, okay, it's gonna be hard to start up, and like one day before posting the video I will get one done. Like it was really easy, and since the momentum started, I really wanted to keep it going. So I'm starting this podcast, and it's one of the challenge for this year. So I'm really proud of myself to have got the balls to post this. Now you're listening to it. It's Saturday morning, as always. But yeah, the challenge are doing great. Why I had this idea first is because last year, in fact, I gave myself the same challenge, 52 challenges, and I was like, fuck this, bro, you're going to do something with your life. I had some physical challenge, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationship-wise challenge, and I really crushed a bunch of them. And I was making my own rules, changing this shit. Like I lived with a person that had a dog, and on the list there was getting a pet. So I just like checked it. I was like, I'm making the rule. I live with a dog. I got a pet. I don't really care. But that's not it. But like, I wanted to take it more serious this year and wanted to film it because I was doing some crazy shit last year, and I was like, yo, if this would be filmed, it would be crazy. So that's why the episode are going. I'm not it's the first month. I'm just like it's the second month, and I'm really just like continuing to experiment and try some new things. I'm not like pushing it too much because I'm not sure of what it's looking like, and I really want to be careful. But this is fun. Like sometimes it sucks. Like the challenge mostly sucks. This one, surprisingly, I have a lot of fun of talking in this microphone right now and say some dumb shit. And I can't believe some of you guys are really listening. Maybe not, but like this will be a great memory. The first episode, maybe this podcast will be like fucking big one day, and you'll be like, yo, I was there the first time. The episode sucks, but like, man, I believe in you, and I thank you, like seriously. But yeah, that's pretty much what the 52 challenge were about. It's just like I always told myself like, oh, one day I'm going to do that, and I'm pretty sure like everybody does at one point, like say, oh, I'm gonna try kung fu, or I'm gonna try I'm gonna learn how to play guitar one day, blah blah blah. So those are not on the list, by the way, but I said to myself like, fuck it, you need to do do them like this year and give some challenges realistically and try them on. They are so hard. I believe I can do them all, but it would be a crazy year if I can get those 52 challenges done, because there's are some that are insanely complicated. Like, I think one that scares me the most, or a lot, is the stay in a cold water like a lake for 1 complete hour. I'm really careful with that because I don't know how my body will react to it, if it will like collapse before eating 1 hour or afterwards when it's trying to heat up. I'm really scared about this one because I know 1 hour is a fucking lot. It's a lot of time, and I've been training all winter for this, and I really want to do it before the summer comes around, because my body is like really getting used to the cold, and I really want to try it out. But if I don't, I'll have to do it in December and train my ass off for real. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'll probably talk a bit more about this subject further in the episode. I'll just quickly turn the camera off, and we're back on. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'll clap again. Yeah, that's sick. Let's go. And yeah, so the second subject I wanted to talk about on my first episode of the podcast, Memoir, is music. So I was like going through a list of what should I talk about in this first episode, and I really wanted to talk about like me, or some story I had about my youth, and I'm pretty sure you'll learn more about me as much as the episode go, because it's not like in my YouTube videos where I just like fuck around, do some dumb shit, and cut out the part where I'm serious. It's just like, it's really me, like for an hour, or I don't know how long this episode going to take, but you're just like, this is raw me. I cannot fake it. It's like I cannot cut anything, so I'll be careful. But music came to my mind at first because when I was younger, I really fell in love with that form of art. Like, I was like obsessed about it, admiring of those who were practicing, and I haven't really had a lot of influence in my life, like personally. Like, there wasn't like, my family wasn't a family that listened to music a lot. I didn't have a uncle that played a lot, like, or as some other might have before. I really just like, one day one of my classmates showed me a song. It was Look at Me Now by Chris Brown. I remember that day. That's sick. And I just Busta Rhymes just fucking clutched that shit. I was like, yo, that's dope. I want to be a rapper. So I started listening to more raps music and really learning about the artists like 21 Savage, even like Ugly God, or Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, J. Cole, and Kanye West. And the more and more I got into, the more deep I went into it. So I was like listening to Tupac, Biggie, NWA, learning what they were talking about, what they were like aiming for in this form of art, and the story of where they came from, like Eminem or Macklemore. So it really got me, like, I don't know, I fell in love. Like, I was always wearing headphones, and I was like always listening to some new music. Like, the first time I heard like Broccoli by Dram and Lil Yachty, man, this shit was popping. Or like fuck, what's that song? Chill Bill. Like, those were the song that I was listening to in high school and was like fucking pumped. And I swear, in the last years, I cannot get this feeling no more. Like, I like What They Want, the by Lil Uzi Vert. Like I was listening to that in my bed, like from 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. I was like listening to some song and just like fucking vibing, learning the words, the flow, fucking studying the bars. And I was like writing some stuff when I was in school. I was just like, I had a notebook, I was writing raps, and I will come back home afterwards, be in my room and start spitting some shit. And when I say shit, I'm not talking about that fucking heat. I'm talking about like some crap. Like I was bad, my flow was bad, my bars didn't mean fucking jack shit, but I was in love with the art. I was like, fuck this, that's what I want to do. And I was only listening to rap music every day. Woke up, press play, go to bed, press pause, and I didn't even sleep that much in my high school time. But yeah, what I eventually I went to college, and when I started college, I was like, why the fuck shouldn't I like try to rap? So my mom gave me this microphone for Christmas. So I was like, yo, I don't have no idea. I had a shitty laptop, okay? And not in really much. I made a box out of eggs, like cartoons eggs. I don't know how to say it, but like the recipient, like the thing you put your eggs in, the box. Anyways, and I made like a box over the fucking microphone because I thought it would like be soundproof, or I don't know, stop the reverb. And I hit that shit on my laptop, and with a shitty application, and like a video application that I cracked. I put an image and I uploaded it to YouTube. And I was like in my math class, just like writing rhymes, and after that coming back to my dorm and practicing for 2 weeks. I was like writing this one song, and for a week I learned how to like just fucking record it, not mix it, not mastering it at all. And like everybody that was living in the dorm with me were like, yo bro, you're going hard, bro. Like you're good. I wasn't believing them, but they were like really believable. To this day I think they were serious. Maybe they were lying, but they lied pretty good if they were, because as soon as I dropped the song, everybody bumped that shit on their phone and in the dorm. No fucking kidding. The next day I had 5,000 plays. First video, like I had no fucking following anywhere, but like everybody was listening to my song where I live. Back then I was in Rouyn-Noranda. It's in Abitibi-Témiscamingue, on the northwest of Quebec. And yeah, I'm in this new city and everybody's bumping my shit, probably because they're laughing at me and because it's trash, and like they just want to like know what's up. Oh, there's a new rapper. But some people think it was really good. I personally, I know that it's bad. Like nobody should listen to that shit. But like for a first song, I had a couple bars, a decent flows. The mixing, the engineering was trash, but like I had balls, and I need to respect my younger self for doing that shit. So afterwards I dropped, I think, 2 other song on my YouTube, and they're on the YouTube channel that you're watching this podcast right now, listening to it. They are at the start. If you're like watching the video right now, I'm only looking at one place, and it's because I'm seeing if the mic is really recording. So anyways, nobody gives a fuck. That's the story. So I dropped another song afterwards. I think it was last year, at the start of last year. on Spotify because it was on my list. I wanted a song on Spotify. Don't care if it was trash. I mixed it, mastered it myself, and I just fucking get an account, dropped it, and made $7 with that song. And I don't know how much plays are there. I just go, I'll check it out. It's quite interesting. Augustin Larivière on Spotify. I have one song. It's nearly at 2,000 played, and that's only on Spotify. I know that I must have much. I'll go check. No, I don't check. I won't check it right now. I don't have like a guide to do this for me, so I'll just stay concentrated and continue talking about this. So yeah, music. I'll end this with the fact that I really want to like know what a show feels like. So I'll probably take this more serious in the next year because I really want to go on stage. I don't give a fuck if there's a lot of people. I don't give a fuck if my songs are trash or good. I wish they were good and there will be a lot of people, but I just want to have this energy of like rocking a crowd because I love to being an entertainer. I don't know how they say it in English, but like yeah, an animator, like I think it's host, but like just being in front of everybody and like singing will be fucking dope. So that's where I want to take it. I have a page. I never said this before on the internet, but if you go on my Instagram and you tape just on Instagram, you search augustin.melody, Melody, you'll see like I have a personal blog where I talk about the artist, the album, the music that I'm listening to, and I post story throughout the day of the banger song that I listen to, and they're all organized in the in some like small folder. And yeah, if you just enjoy music or want to know more about this shit, you can go follow this page. I haven't or advertised it yet. I want to build it a little more before showing it, but as I'm talking about this, why not tell you guys first? The real motherfuckers are here right now. Thank you guys for listening. But yeah, so let's jump in the third subject. Why not? The third subject that I chose to talk about to you guys today for the first episode is travel. So I've been traveling, not a lot, like big time always traveling in my life, but I've been to some places, as I must say, and it's a big part of my life right now. It has been and it will be, I'm sure about it. It's like this is my goal of just like traveling everywhere on the planet. Like everybody say, like make some money traveling, and I'm pretty sure one day it will all make sense and I'll figure something out that I love, not only like copying some flower pot and on eBay and selling them like 5 times the price on Amazon. But like, you do your thing. I respect the hustle, but I don't want to put all my time and energy into that. I'd rather talk alone in my room to a microphone. Yep, that's it. No disrespect. Anyways, so fuck, I ate my laugh, and listening to it in some headphone is crazy. Anyways, fuck this. Yeah. So we'll come back to traveling. So just to put you like in mind where I've been. So when I was a kid, like 1 year old, I was living in Gaspésie. Not a lot of people know this about me, but yeah, I was born in Gaspésie, which is in Quebec in the east side. So and my parents decided to take a trip all around Canada, and that's where I started. I don't have any clue. I only have photos that can like show me what I've done because I have no memory of that. But that's where it all started. After that, I went to to New York, one time to Mexico for a wedding, but that's where after that the real traveling started. When I was in second grade, which is around when I was 8 years old here, in primary school, I went to a trip with my family. So how it works, my dad was working for we take for example, my dad on 5 years was taking only 80% of his salary for 4 years, and the fifth one he will still get 80% of his salary, but wouldn't have to work. So I don't really know how this is called, but that's what he used to just like take off of work for 1 year. I was 8. My younger sister was 6, around 6, and the other one was around 4. And my dad and my mom just went all in. We flew and traveled for a year. We started in France, where we got a car, and then we moved to a small city near the ocean. And yeah, I have some great memory about this. I think that's where I started to fall in love with soccer. But I think I played before, but that was really a great place for me. And I went to school there for 2 months and met some awesome kids that I don't remember. I have no contact whatsoever with them anymore. But yeah, after that we moved to Thailand. And Thailand, I don't remember how much time we spent there. And beautiful country, don't get me wrong, but it scared the shit out of me when I was young. Like seeing the poverty and sorry about that. Just like how people are poor there, but how they still manage to work, do their thing, and all. It was kind of hard for me, but I have some great memories. Like as I said, I was 8 years old, so I still remember clearly some great souvenir of these places. And I remember I had a necklace with a shark teeth on it, a small one, and it cuts me. It was cutting me a lot of time, but I love this thing. But that's where the travel gets interesting. I went to what is it called? No, I know what it is called. Sorry, I was just thinking about something else. I went to Australia, and that's where complete shift in my mind, and still again has a big impact on how I live my life. I was only 8 years old. We landed in Melbourne, I think, and we bought a van there, and we traveled all around the Australia in a van with my sister and my parents. It was great. Like we were like going into campings, like hanging out on beaches. I had my first camera there and I lost it. I had like all the picture. It was my second camera, I think. I lost 2 cameras when I was younger and some small one. Not so crazy, but I always loved like filming and editing. Not editing, like taking pictures. I guess it's because seeing myself when I was younger on some tape, like seeing myself, it's great. Like it's nostalgic and I like it, so that's why I'm taking pleasure of doing those things, because I know one day I'll be old as fuck, my life will change, and I will look back at this place right now where I am, and I will like be amazed by how come I farted or some shit I said, or like laugh at myself. I don't really care. Fuck you, Augustin, if you're mad at me in the future. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying my best right now. But anyways, yeah, Australia was a big switch in my life. I missed the winter, obviously, because I love winter, but fuck, I know that if I stop somewhere in my life, because I'm always moving around, I know it will be in Australia. It has to be. It's the best place in the world, and if I don't go back before I die, well, I'm really grateful I had to go one time, and it's probably meaning that I'm dying soon, because I will go eventually, I'm sure about this. So yeah, it's a great place. I'm dick riding Australia right now, but I'll stop. I'll talk about the next country, which is New Zealand. So while we were in Australia, I think we had been there for like 4, 5, or 6 months, and the visa is only like 6 months. So we had to go in another country for at least 2 weeks. I'm not sure of what I'm saying. That's what I remember before going back to Australia and finish the trip. So we went to New Zealand because Australia is an island. For those of you who are still not really good with geography, no disrespect, you might be great in some other areas of your life. But anyways, yeah, New Zealand, we went there for 2 weeks, but a van there too. Well, I think we rented, and it's a crazy beautiful country. Like seriously, I don't have many memories about about this country, because we didn't stay long. But I know my dad nearly got into an accident, and I'm sure he didn't talk about this, so I'm pretty sure like he's just amazed that I remember this. But yeah, because there they drive on the left side of the road, and here in Canada we're driving on the right side of the road. For anybody that listen to me in some other space, in another world, universe, I don't really care. But what the fuck am I even saying? This shit make no sense. Yo, I need to get my shit back together. Anyways, we got back to Australia, we finished the trip, got robbed, and I remember we got robbed, but my mom took everything, like the laptop, the camera, everything. And I think I got my my Game Boy that got stolen. But I know this sounds crazy. You might not believe me, and you should not. I think like I wouldn't believe myself either. But what I'm going to tell you right now, I swear it is the truth. When we were going into a mall. And before we went to the mall, I was in love. I fell in love with Harry Potter. I think I learned myself how to read. That can't be true, but I'm sure it is. By reading Harry Potter by myself, like the fucking full big book. We had the junior version, which is smaller, but it's just like the written or small. Anyways, fuck, I'm saying so much dumb shit right now. Let's get straight to the point. I hide the book that I was reading be under the seat, and we left the mall, came back. I jumped in the van. My mom was like, "Fuck, we got robbed." I went under the fucking seat to see if my Harry Potter book was still there. That's the only thing I was worrying about, and it was still there, man. The fuckers didn't took it, so I was reading those. I had so much fun because my parents were giving a rule: you cannot watch the movie until you're done with the book. And yeah, it's fun to look back at this situation and be like, how much we didn't really care about like money. It was like the important thing for me was the like 12 song I had on my MP3 and this book. That's everything. Yeah, I'm blessed. That's great. Fuck, I'm just reminiscing right now. Anyways, yeah, and after that, we came back to Canada by going to the US for like 2 nights, sleeping on the floor of an airport. And yeah, that was the trip. Great memories. Just talking about it makes me grateful. So yeah, after that, the other trip I took was when I finished high school. The day after I graduated, my dad, because my parents split apart between those two trips. My dad, my sisters, her boyfriend of one of them at the time, and my uncle, we all went to the US for a summer, and it was crazy sick. We went all down to California. We did a lot of walking, which I don't really enjoy that much, but we were on a family trip, so I had to make compromise. It was special, the energy around this trip, but it really made me visit and just like another experience of like, oh shit, this is possible. And I really wanted, no disrespect to my family at all, but I really wanted to see this thing with a friend, because I wanted to know what it was like traveling. I wanted to travel alone, but I wanted to do it with some people that I love. So I was like, yo, I need to bring a friend back to this trip. So for 2 whole months, we traveled in the US, came back, and then I got into college, started this rap career. No, I'm kidding. But the last trip I took was this summer. I was working in a job, and I really hope nobody that work with me this summer will listen to this podcast. But not that I don't like them, but I just think they will be mad, because I started working at this job and my friends started working at another one, and we're just like, I don't know what I can say or not on this podcast. This is crazy, man. I'm stressed out. Fuck. I know it will go away one day, but right now I'm careful. And yeah, long story short, we decided to quit our job midsummer and fucking take my small Toyota Corolla. We had over 300 miles on the fucking dash, 2 in the car, no place to sleep, and we ate on one go. We went to BC. It was the craziest trip of my life. We actually came by this apartment like 2 days before going to BC, and it was crazy. It's just me and my friends going on a trip. We had no idea what we were doing. We were like, fuck this life. We had jack shit. I'm talking like the money we had. I'll say the number. I don't give a fuck. I had $500, okay, and he had nada, and we took off, and we were planning on our next paydays. So while we were on the trip, we were like, okay, I'll receive some money, so we'll be good, blah blah blah. It was fucked up, I swear. And we split away because he started working in a farm, a weed farm in the south of Colorado. My friend Justin, by the way. Yeah, and I took the car and I went to Tofino, because on my list of 52 challenges, there was the one that was getting out of Quebec, which I did, and I really wanted to start surfing. And in my head, the only place like that I can surf in Canada right now, because like borders were closed or some shit, was in Tofino, at the other fucking side of the country. So, but like in Montreal we can surf, but I was like, no, I need to go to BC just to try surfing. I went there and I had some great story about that trip that I might like talk about in another episode. I might get Justin on this podcast if you would like to, so I won't take more. But I surfed, I came back, took the trashed the car, took the plane, sleep outside in Ottawa, took the train, and arrived to Montreal to start a new life with like jack shit in my pocket. And yeah, just like being like, what's up, I'm here right now, right here. So yeah, that was pretty much my travel experience. Since now I'm in Montreal and I don't know where life will bring me. Honestly, I know I want to travel. I know I want to go away. People around me are aware of this. It's not a fucking big surprise. I'm always like moving. But yeah, right now I feel like I'm like, I know it's near where I used to. I mean, it's not like I'm far away, but I'm feeling like if I'm traveling right now, like I'm just like living with some friends in another city, and one day I go and live alone or with some new people around town. I just like that's my lifestyle. I feel like I'm just traveling. Maybe I'm not, but that's the mindset that I have. So yeah, that's pretty much the story I wanted to talk about you guys for traveling. I know there's so much stories around this, and I haven't talked to you about a lot, but maybe another time I'll take some more time to get deeper into this. So, we're three done, and I fucking like it. I'm not gonna lie, this podcast shit is insane. I love it so much. I'll just cut the camera again, and boom, welcome back, and we'll continue with the two last subject. So the fourth subject is I wanted to talk about sport, because those are the things that I enjoy, that can reveal the most of myself, and I really want to share those interests I have, so that you'll get a glimpse of like what we might talk about in the podcast, and in the next episode, or whatever it is. I think it's some great stories, and that's what I feel most comfortable talking about. So sport, actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an MMA fighter, but my parents didn't want to. No, that's not true. I always liked sport. My dad was a PA teacher, a gym teacher, and he was making me try all those things, but I wanted to start playing hockey, but we didn't quite have the money for that. So my dad gave me a soccer ball and was like, "Yo, try this shit." Bad luck for him. I liked it, so we didn't even have a team where I was living before. So my dad and some other dude started a club, and he started teaching me without even knowing what's up that much, and some other guys came and taught me how to play. But I pretty much learned I'm really grateful for the teaching they get me, but I was spending more time alone than on the field with some other people. So I was like, I think I was a great shooter. I had but I wasn't that good, to be honest. I wasn't playing in teams, didn't know how to handle the ball that well, but I was dedicated, man. I really wanted it. So I remember when I was at school, on lunch break, I would go up to the field when I was in high school and shot some ball all alone and just practice. Didn't even have a team in high school. I just played when I was a kid. In primary school, and I was like, fuck this shit, man. If I ever go to college, I'll start and I'll try out for the team. And this is no big deal that much, but for me it was I never played really in a big team, never trained with a team arranged for real. I played before with some great team in my in Timiskaming where I lived, but nothing on the competition level high school thing. So I was scared about this shit, but yeah, I won't get too much deep into this soccer football subject, because some shit happened that made the sport really not fun anymore for me. So long story short, I went to college and I made the team, got injured, some other shit happened, and I quit school, quit soccer, quit everything, because I was only going to college to play soccer at first, because when I was in high school I didn't even apply for college. All my friends were applying to different school, trying to figure out what they wanted to do, and I was like, fuck this shit, man. I'll live in a van and travel everywhere and I'll make it happen. And my teacher were like, bro, someday yeah, that's a funny story. Fuck it, I'm telling this shit on the podcast. I don't give a fuck. When I was in high school, I wasn't the best student ever, and one day I got out of class and went to detention or some shit, and I don't know how they call it, but some teacher went by and talked to the secretary. It was um the room right beside mine, but they didn't know I was in the other one. So I listened to their old conversation, and they were talking about me, and it was crazy. Like they're talking behind my back, but I'm right there, and they were saying shit like, man, sometime he someday we'll need to like understand that he cannot just like travel everywhere, and like that doesn't make some money, and like you need to real job. I swear this shit is like a movie script, and but I swear it happened. So one day I'll fucking prove them wrong. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll travel and win my life doing this shit. I'm dedicated, and I will. But I school just to say, like, I didn't even want it to go to college. I went only for sport, and when this shit dropped, I dropped out. So yeah, that's pretty much my sport story. But just for the soccer part. But I always been a guy that's really invested in, like, I love sport. I was like teaching myself how to play basketball alone, like dribbling, shooting, didn't even have a team. Like, we only had a volleyball team. I tried this shit twice, hated it. Fucking, like, I no disrespect, my senior year I played because they needed another player, and I went to the provincial, and I pretty much fucked the whole team up. Fuck the I know, I mean, I pretty much fucked the whole thing up because they put me on a play, and I missed, and I think that's why we didn't get into the finals. And yeah, I'm sorry about my team, but yeah, I didn't enjoy that much volleyball. But I was training, was dancing a lot. I was a breakdance teacher when I was in high school. Because why? Because I'm a good breakdancer? Not really, because I was the only one with another guy my age to teach. Exactly, you hit that right in the spot. But yeah, I was passionate about it. And dancing in a competition, when I won, I think 2 at my school. That's it. That's all. And yeah, but it was sick. And what other sport I tried? I was into running a lot. I am right now. I'm training for a marathon. I'll probably get this shit in the I was planning to try it in the summer, but I probably get it in the spring because I'm training fast, training hard, and I don't want this like training to go away and like stop training for like 2 weeks and be like, fuck, I didn't run the fucking marathon. I want to like run it fast, but now it's a bit too cold to spend like fucking 5 hours running in the cold. I don't enjoy that. But I was running a lot, running through school when I was a kid. I was like training my ass off, but not eating, not sleeping, so no fucking gains. I was skinny as fuck. So yeah. But I started calisthenics when I was younger, and I really put some more time into it right now. And I love this sport, man. This shit is great. You can do it anywhere, and there's always like, it's like new tricks that you can unlocked as like a video game, but the tricks are fucking horrible and too hard to fucking try. I swear those tricks takes like weeks to get, and you're feeling like you make no progress, but it's quite fun. And yeah, I've been skating for the past 2 weeks. I started at the first quarantine. Shit, skating is my life, man. Skating is like, fuck. I wanted to be a pro skater for the last 2 years. I was like, man, this shit is fucking crazy. I'm not that good, to be honest. Like, I landed my kickflip once or twice out of 3 tries. Like, that's not a great understanding of how I skate, but I'm not that good. But I fucking enjoy it. I'm ready to die for this fucking sport. I'm trying any shit, and I hurt myself a lot doing skating, but I'm fucking passionate about it. And yeah, skating, snowboarding, same thing. I just started it, and it's great. Surfing is good. I mean, I'm scared shitless of water, but I'm fucking getting into the water and trying my best either anyways. But
Yeah, man, it's a great sport. But what I want to talk about is climbing, man. I came to Montreal and I went to BC with a pair of climbing shoes in my backpack, and I hadn't tried them all at all because I didn't know how to climb for jack shit. But when I came to Montreal, I was like, man, I'll work in a gym here. And at first, the first plan was to become like the next Hollywood star in Montreal, like be the best actor alive. But this didn't work out quite well. For now, one day I'll be fucking shooting movie with Dwayne Johnson and hanging around with like Jennifer Lawrence and all those peoples. But for now, I'm just like in my room recording this podcast to whoever's want to listen to me talking for an hour. Fuck, man, it's been an hour. I think, I don't know. Fuck, that's funny. Anyways, I'm dead. Yeah, but I started climbing. I'm working in a climbing gym right now. I love it. I loved it. Started climbing yesterday because we were closed for a month. The gym just reopened, and now I fucking suck, man. I'm so pissed right now. Maybe it will change in a week or two, but right now I'm pissed as fuck because I feel like I've been cheating on, man. That's not fair. I've been fucking working my ass off climbing for the last like how can I say, for 4 to 5 months, but I seen fucking crazy progress. I stopped for a month, continue training, like home workout and shit, go back to the gym, suck ass, man. I'm fucking dead serious. I invested too much fucking time in this relationship to get played like this. I'm off, man. This hurts, but yeah, I'll continue trying to climb. But right now I'm just focusing more on running and calisthenics. Yeah, but it's fun. Sport is a big part of my life. I'm always like, all my days are dedicated to some activity about like this, more than music, like music, traveling, doing sport. That's and making fucking video content or like being an actor. That's really like the fucking life I drive for. And I know in my videos I've been talking a lot, or in my post on Facebook, the blog post, I've been talking a lot about motivation, finding purpose, and all that shit. It's hard, but like I know those things will stay around for long because they were there for a long time. Because I always start something new, like climbing, for example. It's only been 4 months, but I know like this shit, I might like it and spend my whole life doing it. It is potential. I love climbing. But in the other end, I know that sometime I get bored and I stop. And I just never pick up the habits again. But for the most part, when I had no idea what to do, I was just trying a new thing. And the thing that stuck the most, I kept them. Because when I wake up, when I wake up, I the first thing I do in the morning, before looking at my phone, before anything, before getting out of bed, I ask myself, what will I like to do right now? And it cannot be affected by yesterday, but like it cannot easily be affected by the day because it hasn't started yet. So when I wake up, I'm like, what do I feel like doing right now? And that will be what will like end my day. If I'm waking up and I'm like, yo, I really want to train and run today, so I'll go. If I'm like, fuck, I want to write a song, well, I'll write a song. But asking yourself what you fucking want each day, because it changed. You change. Like you cannot like try to. Some people try to figure out what they fucking want, and once they figure it out, like this shit gonna change. Like I ate cooking, but one day I might wake up and be like, fuck, man, I want to eat some like something good. So I'm gonna learn how to cook some great pasta and eat some pasta. Like that's the real fucking deal. Like you change. It's trying to figure out what you want. It's hard because like all this new information, the information that left your fucking brain, and like these other thing that, like when you're watching your phone and consuming content, like this affect what you want. Like don't get me wrong, if you're like on Twitch for 12 hours a day, no cap, one day you'll go to bed and be like, wait, could I be a streamer? Like fuck man, like for real. Or you see like some people on the internet like playing baseball, you'll wonder and start to like asking yourself if you would like to play baseball. That's like straight facts. I'm not saying this shit because like I'm mad. That's not the point. I'm just like pointing it out. Like asking yourself constantly what you want and driving for this shit is, in my opinion, the best way to live life. Because like some people will like be like, oh, I want to be okay, I'm not jumping in that subject. I really don't need to speak about school. In my first podcast episode I did earlier, and look at what it did. But okay, for example, one guy will be like, hey, I want to be a football, I want to play in the NFL. Okay, so I respect that goal, man. Fucking, if there's one guy I swear in the world who respect this goal more than me, I don't know what to do, but I swear it's crazy, and the work ethic to do that is crazy. I wish I could like be a sport athlete professional. Is like my fucking biggest dream. But I just feel like there's a point that person might like be like, fuck, I want to do something else. I want to play guitar, but when you're like always doing this shit, and if you're truly passionate about, yes, you need to be sacrificed, and there's some days you'll want to quit, and you need to identify them, because like there's some days you want to quit, but there's some times that you need to quit, like because you want something else. And if every day you ask yourself, yo, I want to be a movie star, well, fucking work on like trying to like learn how to act, like learn the steps to be a movie star. Or you want to be like a podcast host, fucking learn and listen to podcasts. But if the next day you're like, man, I really want to do some country music, well, fucking learn about country music and do some country music. Like it's not the day that you lose, because it is your best interest in that moment. Like fashion or anything, like, to be honest, cooking, cleaning, man, or like shit, I don't know. But we got far away from the subject about sport, but I really wanted to talk about this shit. Like when you ask yourself what you want each day, and you try for the thing you want right now, I know this will bring me somewhere. It cannot bring me anywhere. Like I cannot turn around and if I'm always doing something I love, one day I'll do something I love, and I'll love it the next day, and I'll love it the next day. That's what happened with skating. Like I started one day, liked it. The next day I wanted to try again, did it, and after that it's just like, it's hard to start and to commit, but if you push those small steps, at one point you start to love it. The same with ice cold shower and running. It's the same thing. Like once you get a hang of it and you start to run fast and you're good, like fuck man, it becomes great to run. Like you challenge your mind, you challenge your body, and you start liking it. But so I really encourage you, like when you wake up, if you're listening to this shit, if you're that far in the video, tomorrow morning, wake up. Don't touch your phone before. You can fucking touch your phone 10 seconds after. You already know that's bad, and I'm not going to jump and do that. But just ask yourself, what do I want right now? Maybe it will be like, fuck man, I wish I could like spend some time with my grandmother. And you'll just be like, fuck man, if I haven't asked myself, I would never fucking notice that. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, that's one of the small points then that I'm passionate about, and I wanted to talk, and why not on this episode. And yeah, but yeah, I had the fifth point. I wanted to talk about what the life in the country versus the life in the big city was like, because I as you may know, I'm a small town, represent Ville-Marie, La Cité du Lac guy, and I moved to Montreal, as I explained it, and there's some difference, and I really wanted to talk to you about those, but I think this episode is long enough. If you would like to hear about the difference between the place I lived and the place I live right now, well, let me know, and I might do another episode about it. Like, that's not going to be each Saturday a podcast, I swear. Like, I'll do, like, the podcast maybe will be, like, posted, I don't know, I'm saying some shit, but Wednesday I'll probably, like, if I love running this podcast, maybe each Wednesday there will be a podcast, and each Saturday there will be a video, but those won't replace the video, I think. Well, I have no plans. That's what I wanted to say in conclusion. I have no plans for this podcast. I enjoyed doing it, so I'll probably make another episode. And there's no plan for other platforms yet. So I fucking came up with the name Memoir. I was thinking about this shit for like 3 weeks. What do I name the podcast? Why do I name the podcast? And I started recording, and I was like, fuck it, we're calling him Memoir. So maybe I'll post it on Spotify, Apple Music, or like the podcast, or on fucking iPodcast. I don't know what are the other place, but yeah, if you're watching this video, just like remember, if you want to help me out, subscribe, ring the bell, and like this shit, because it will really help me. Like, you don't know how much, like, I spend so many time on those videos, and really to seeing you guys supported it. And I know right now, I'm not going to lie, like, I haven't had that much new subscriber, because I started to make content in English, and some people only watch it in French, so they unsubscribe. And I see I'm not the greatest YouTuber ever, but if you're not subscribed, like, it will be really nice if you subscribe. Hit the bell if you want, and like this video. Try to comment. I'll respond to every comment. And yeah, I'm just really grateful if you're that far. I hope your room is clean, man. You've been like listening to me talking shit for a while now, and yeah, thanks, man. Thanks to every single one of you. I hope y'all have a great fucking day. You are the most important person in my life right now, and don't be scared of, like, I wonder, like, who listened to that. So if you like just want to hit me up and be like, hey, how was your episode? This sucked. Like, let me know. Thank you. And yeah, so you can go on my other social, like I said, my Instagram, my augustin.melody, if you want to know more about my music stuff, but not personally, but the music I listen to, or any other platform you'll see at the end or in the description, to see where I'm fucking doing some other content. Don't know where the next episode will be, but I will try to get a guest and be able to try to host someone. Maybe it will be in French. But the Memoir podcast, it's nice. So I said thanks, and the outro will start soon. So I'll let you go on with your day, and I cannot stop talking. I'll just shut the fuck up and let you live. I don't have any like motivational like fucking thing to say at the end of this. I guess just like, I don't know, just don't quit. Peace. Fuck, that's good. That's really good.
That's why I'm over retarded. Baby, welcome to the party. I hit the boy up and then I go stay in a Rari. Baby, welcome to the party. Make some of that. Give me lit. Gun on my head. 1 and a half. 10 in the clip. Baby, don't trip. Just lower your tone. Cause you can get hit. Don't let that Henny in my system. I get your body. Next day I forget it. Nigga Dre just go to potty. And that's on the game. Nigga, I was just with him. Look, you on my villain niggas, on my villain niggas, on my killing niggas at the keys. Since he hit me, nigga,
If you wake up to the pot.